Welcome to the deep dive. So, you flagged some really interesting news about a familiar face making a comeback to WWE. We're talking Miro Barnyashev Rusev, as many know him, and his wife CJ Perry, who was Lana.
Yeah, exactly. Big news.
Yeah,
And his wife, CJ Perry, Lana, she's involved too. It's worth digging into what this actually means.
definitely. So we're looking at reports about Miro just showing up like out of the blue on Monday Night Raw.
Pretty much a surprise appearance, yeah. And there's a lot to unpack given, his WWE history, then his time away in AEW.
Okay, so our mission here is to kind of piece it all together. Understand why this return is significant, look back at his journey, and maybe figure out what could be next for him in WWE.
Sounds good. Where should we start? His original WWE run.
Yeah, let's do that. Back in 2014, right? He debuted, and the presentation was pretty clear-cut.
Oh, absolutely. He came in as this dominant Bulgarian brute. Sort of an old school, unstoppable, foreign heel vibe. Very effective early on.
And he wasn't just, like, all presentation. He actually racked up some serious accomplishments pretty fast.
He did. Became United States champion 3 times. That's significant. It shows they had faith in him pretty early.
Holding the U.S. title 3 times definitely puts you in a certain category.
Yeah.
And the people he feuded with, we're talking top names.
Yeah, exactly. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton. I mean, these are the main event guys, the pillars of the company at the time.
So being in programs with them, it showed WWE saw him as a credible threat, right? A legitimate star.
For sure. And you really can't discuss that first run without talking about Lana, CJ Perry.
Oh, absolutely not. She was integral, wasn't she?
Totally. Their dynamic, Rusev and Lana, was such a core part of the act. Her promos, often very nationalistic and intense.
Yeah, drew heat. Yeah.
Exactly. And her just being there at ringside, it added this whole other layer. They were a really memorable duo.
Definitely a package deal back then.
Right.
But, things change in wrestling. He left WWE in 2020. What was going on there?
That was during those widespread talent cuts. The pandemic hit, and WWE, like a lot of companies, made roster changes. Miro was part of those releases.
All right, I remember that period. And that led him over to AEW, All Elite Wrestling. And it felt like he kind of hit the reset button over there.
It really was a shift. He came in as the Redeemer. Very different persona.
How so? What was the core of that character?
Well, it leaned heavily into his faith and his relationship with CJ. The catchphrase was basically about his God and his hot wife.
Yeah.
It felt much more driven by personality than just, brute strength.
Interesting contrast to the WWE version. Less silent powerhouse, more character study.
Exactly. And he found success there, too. It wasn't just a side project.
No, he definitely made an impact. He won gold there.
Yeah, the TNT Championship. And he held on to it for a good while, like 140 days.
Wow, okay. So significant reign. It proved he could, thrive outside the WWE system, connect with a different audience.
Absolutely. Showed his versatility. But then that AEW run came to an end in December 2023.
Okay. Which sets the stage for this WWE return. So what are the details coming out now? What do we know about the deals?
Well, the reports are saying both Miro and CJ Perry have signed new deals. Miro's apparently on a 2-year contract.
A 2-year deal for Miro, back as an active competitor, presumably.
Seems like it. And for CJ Perry, it's described as a Legends deal.
A Legends deal.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that usually mean in WWE terms? Is she wrestling?
Generally, no. A Legends deal usually means things like making occasional appearances, maybe for special shows or segments, merchandise, meet and greets, that sort of thing. It's different from being on the active roster week to week.
Gotcha. So Miro's back in the mix, CJ's connected, but maybe in a different capacity. And the return itself on Raw, it was meant to be a surprise, yeah.
Oh, totally. Dropped right into the show, got people talking immediately, and the timing is interesting, too.
How so?
Well, it's happening, in the build-up phase towards WrestleMania 41 in Vegas.
Ah, right. So bringing him back now suggests they see him as potentially playing a role, maybe a significant one, as they head towards their biggest show. It's not just a random return.
Exactly. It implies there's a plan or at least an intention to use him prominently. And there's another angle to all this, too.
What's that?
Their Hollywood venture. They're branching out a bit.
Oh, yeah. The movie Guns Up. With Kevin James, right?
That's